Now I hear, I'm fed this by the mainstream media, that they're trying to come back. And apparently, when he gets his royal protection back, he wants to come back to the UK, and apparently she's not opposed to it either.
There is growing chatter, fed through the mainstream media, that Prince Harry wants to return to the UK once his taxpayer-funded security is restored, and that Meghan may not oppose it. This comes as we continue the countdown of the worst Britons of 2025, as voted by viewers.
And I think in part, Leo, it was because of the desperation of this guy, who is now prepared to sell his soul to go and spread his woke bullshit.
At number 9 is a figure once widely admired, but whose reputation has collapsed since Megxit. Prince Harry has sunk even further in public esteem this year, largely because of what appears to be desperation, selling access, selling speeches, and abandoning the lofty ideals he once claimed were about changing the world.
It's a pretty easy job being a prince. It's quite hard to get fired. You know, Prince Andrew managed it, but you know, unless you do something extreme, it's pretty hard to get fired. You're literally in that job as a birthright. And I think it gave Prince Harry, and this has happened to other princes as well, it gave him an inflated sense of his own capabilities.
After walking away from royal duty, Harry insisted he was driven by purpose and humanity. Yet now, he appears willing to monetize his title for almost any audience willing to pay. The contrast between who he claimed to be and what he has become is stark. The platforms were enormous, the budgets vast, and yet nothing meaningful has endured. The collapse hasn't been subtle, it's been public and sustained.
He gave that interview to the British Bashing Corporation where not only did he suggest that his father was in the last throes of his cancer battle, but he also publicly criticised his government over this Home Office court decision not to provide him with security, armed security, funded by us.
There was also a darker side to Harry's year. His interview choices placed his father, then battling cancer, into an impossible position. Public comments about royal health, security disputes, and government decisions created unnecessary pressure. Even when a rare private meeting with the king finally occurred, details were swiftly leaked. It raised the question yet again, has he learned nothing from the damage already done?
Fed this by the mainstream media, that they're trying to come back. And apparently, when he gets his royal protection back, he wants to come back to the UK, and apparently she's not opposed to it either because there are some business things she could do here.
Despite repeated failures and public fatigue, reports suggest they may attempt a return to Britain. The reality is simple. Without proximity to the royal family, their commercial value rapidly evaporates. Titles, access, and association remain the currency. Without them, the brand struggles to survive.
And I think the can's empty now. So now they're going to come groveling back to try and, you know, maybe they can move into whatever spare room Andrew was in now that he's been booted out. So, I mean...
Don't even suggest it.
To be honest,
Do not even suggest it. I couldn't deal with them being in this country. But no, you're right. It is a case of diminishing returns.
Lavish spending and unrealistic expectations assumed the good times would never end. But there is only one story to sell, and it has already been told too many times. The can is empty. What follows now looks less like reinvention and more like retreat, an attempt to reclaim relevance by returning to the very institution once publicly denounced.
This is ultimately a story of diminishing returns, where notoriety replaces purpose and retreat replaces progress.